KINER'S Korner is brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors. Mitsubishi takes you where you want to be. By NatWest USA, the people and the resources you need today. And by Texaco, makers of Texaco Super Unleaded. When you're on the road, trust your car to the products with the star.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Kiner, and welcome to KINER'S Korner. And our guests in the show today will be two of the stars of the ball game. Of course, Dwight Gooden, who won his 20th ball game, and also Darryl Strawberry, who had another big day for the New York Mets. And no, this is not Dwight Gooden or Darryl Strawberry. It's Keith Morris. And Keith Morris from Sports Illustrated. And it was 31 years ago that Sports Illustrated came out and had the first edition of the great magazine that it has turned out to be, and Eddie Matthews was on the cover of that magazine.
Good memory, Ralph.
I remember that well because I didn't make it.
I know it. You're just a little bit ahead of your time there. But yeah, the Pete Rose cover last week marked our 31st anniversary of Sports Illustrated, and we have sort of a special gift for you, Ralph, because you were with us in the early days, of course, back in 1954 on, helping us, and the first cover, as you mentioned, is a collector's item now, with Eddie Matthews, Augie Donatelli, and Wes Westrom on the cover. And the editors of Sports Illustrated and our publisher, Bob Miller, want you to have the first copy, which we're giving to you today.
Very good. I'll take that. And that's a great picture of Eddie Matthews hitting, who was really one of the great hitters of our time, 512 home runs. Incidentally, who has appeared as a baseball player on the cover more times? Do you know that answer?
That's a good question. I don't know offhand who the baseball player is, but of course we have a fellow that's going to be on with you shortly, Dwight Gooden, who I think is going to be on there quite a few times here in the years ahead. He's already been on a couple of times. But it's interesting, going back to 1979, our 25th anniversary, we were in County Stadium, Milwaukee, and the Brewers were very kind. They had a pregame ceremony for Sports Illustrated, and we created the first cover again 25 years later with the same three, Matthews, Donatelli, and Westrom. And our photographer, who took the first cover, Mark Kaufman, came back to do it again, and that was exciting.
Well, Keith, thank you for coming on, and it's a great pleasure to have you. I've been good friends for years, and another landmark for Sports Illustrated.
Ralph, thank you very much.
Keith Morris, we'll be back to talk to Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry in just a moment, right after this message from Mitsubishi Motors. Ever to win 20 games in the major leagues. He did it on his 20th birthday plus 9 months and 9 days. Bob Feller had won his 20th ball game when he was 20 years old, 10 months and 5 days. And Dwight Gooden, are you excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited to win 20 games, especially, to go down in the books. And it was a big ball game, and special thanks to my teammates for picking me up.
This is one of the games you didn't have great stuff. What was the problem?
I just couldn't find my rhythm, and couldn't find my breaking ball, and my good fastball wasn't there. And just a good thing that the hitters scored a lot of runs for me today.
That's a good thing, Dwight, that Darryl Strawberry was in the ball game. He had a great day for you.
Yeah, we need Darryl in the lineup, and when he came back, he's made a great contributor to the ball club, and we need him in there.
Darryl, you had to play after a day off because of that middle finger being sprained, sliding into third base, and how did it feel today?
I felt pretty good today. It's just one of those things, Ralph. Sliding head first, you injure your fingers anytime, and I got to learn not to slide head first. I got to stop that. My teammates get on me a little bit about sliding head first because I think it's very important for me to be in the lineup right now at this point of the season. We're in the pennant stretch, and I've been playing well and swinging the bat well, so I got to kind of back off the sliding head first and try to go back to my usual slide and stay in the lineup.
I think that'd be very wise because those fingers are very important to hitting.
Yeah, well, see, that's what happened. I jammed my middle finger, and I couldn't swing the bat. I couldn't grip the bat yesterday when I came in. Today I felt a lot better, so I was ready to play.
I would think so. You only hit that ball to center field about 420 feet.
Well, that's part of just staying on the ball with Bill Robinson helping me out of staying on the ball, driving the ball back up the middle, and thinking driving the ball up the middle. And when I do that, I stay on the ball well, and I get a good swing on the ball, and I could drive it real well.
How about the first base hit, the double over the center fielder's head? That ball was really hit hard, and McReynolds misjudged it, but when you hit it, I thought it was going to be one of those balls that might go off the fence and center.
Well, I thought it was a line drive. I thought the play should have been made. Like you said, he misjudged the ball. He came in, he took a step in, and on those kind of balls, you can't take steps in because those are the kind of balls that rise and take right off, and that's what it did. And I was very fortunate to get 2 runs out of that.
That's the hardest play for a center fielder. A ball hit that hard right at him.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest plays. When I play center, I have a lot of problems with the line drives hit straight at you because you don't know if to break in or break back first. So, like I said, I think you just have to make adjustments on those type of balls. It's hard to make adjustments, especially like today, the way the sky was.
A little tough to see, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a little tough for him to see, probably to see the ball, so he probably didn't see it too well.
Well, let's take a look at the videotape replay on Dwight Gooden. This is the top of the first. The batter is Steve Garvey. Dwight had picked up Gary Templeton on the line drive to right, got Tony Gwynn to ground out. Now Steve Garvey, and this is one of the times your curveball did work.
It was working early. I had a good hard one going. He chased a bad pitch out of the strike zone.
Now the next batter that comes up for a strikeout is McReynolds, and again you go to the curveball here.
Right, Gary mixing the pitches up real well, even though I didn't have my best up today.
So McReynolds has struck out in that situation, and then you got in trouble in the 3rd inning, and in that 3rd inning you caused the trouble.
Yeah, I caused the trouble. Keith and Gary yelled third, and I rushed the throw and just threw it away.
Well, in that spot, the Mets were leading in the ball game. They had a lead of 3-0, and the first batter on was Flannery with a single, and the ball bunted back to you. I would think the right play would be go to first base, get the sure out, because that would leave a runner at third with 1 out, and he didn't get it. He wouldn't have gotten into the other trouble.
Right, but I thought, with a good throw, the play wouldn't have been close. I would have had him, and they made a good call, and I just screwed the play out.
So the 2 runs scored in that inning, 1 unearned, and made it a 3-2 ball game, and Dwight left the ball game with the score at 3-2, and the Mets went on to win it by a big margin as they came through with a lot of runs. So Dwight, a big event in your life, and of course you've been going along now here in your 2nd year, coming up with new records as you go along, and of course that one a big one, youngest player to ever win 20 games in the major leagues. One of the things that's interesting, you were 17-9 last year, you're 20-3 this year. That totals up to an awful lot of wins and a great percentage.
Yeah, it's a great honor to have, and like I say, special thanks to the teammates, getting hits and key runs, and I wouldn't have done it without them.
You talked to your dad already?
Yeah, I talked with him a little bit already.
What did he tell you?
I just say good game, even though it wasn't over, and congratulations, and don't stop here.
Don't stop here is the answer that the Met fans want to hear, and also, Darryl, you've got some friends out in California, haven't you?
Yeah, I'd like to say hello to my mother and brothers and sisters back in California that have WR and watch the games, pick up the Mets game back here in New York, and I just want to say hello and I love you guys.
There you go. It's Dwight Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, the 2 stars of the ball game. We'll be back to take a look at the highlights of the ball game, also the scores in just a moment, right after this message from NatWest USA.